Kentucky small businesses are concerned with medical marijuana licensing lottery, you guys. That's right. It was a game-changing phone call for one Kentucky business looking to open one of the first medical marijuana dispensaries in the state. And a quote says, "They reached out not knowing that we were also applying," said Jason Smith, co-owner of Bluegrass Buyers Club. Smith said large out-of-state companies want to use their property to apply for cannabis business licenses. He said many of these businesses won't submit just one application, but multiple to increase their chances in the lottery, often referred to as app stacking. In a quote, "So that's where we declined. Well, look, this doesn't seem fair. Let's reach out to the state and see if this is really the case," Smith added. He said the state's response confirmed his worst fears, with the Kentucky Medical Cannabis Program responded to an email he sent stating, 915 KAR 1.001 definitions for 915 KAR Chapter 1, Section 1 of 5 defines applicant as a person to entity, including any parent entity who applies for a cannabis business license to operate as a cultivator, processor, producer, dispensary, or safety compliance facility in the Commonwealth. And 915 KAR 1.010E initial and renewal applications for cannabis business license, Section 3 of 5 of D of 1 states that a cannabis business applicant shall submit the proposed physical address and GPS coordinates for any proposed business activities, along with documentation such as a contingent agreement for a property sale or lease, or an existing deed or lease that shows the applicant has the authority to use the proposed location as a cannabis business for, at a minimum, or the term of the license. There is nothing in the regulation that would disqualify an applicant if they submit a cannabis business application with the same address another cannabis business applicant submitted. And in an additional quote says, "I have one chance in the bucket and they've got 15 chances in the bucket to pull out 2 licenses. And even though you can't operate 2 dispensaries at the same location, they have to be moved away from each other." However, small businesses are still holding out hope, you guys. Well, this is just how the rich get richer, and this is not surprising to me at all, but I can't wait to hear what you guys think.
I'm shocked and appalled. I am appalled, but I'm not shocked.
Yeah, I'm not shocked at all.
People are taking it.
Yeah.
You know, this is the asshole who's got a rich daddy that comes into the school thing where you guys are all trying to get your little mountain bike or whatever they're raffling off, and rich Timmy's dad buys him 100 tickets. Guess what? Timmy got a bike that his dad probably should have bought him in the first place.
Yep. So
yeah.
It sounds like to me what was going down is that you have these people that qualify to apply, and then you have the property owners, and the property owners are collecting as many people that qualify and submitting all these different applications on the same parcels.
Yep.
Right. And then that way they're guaranteed winners for the most part, at least in their mind, or their chances are extremely increased. And then whichever one of those applicants fits the hole the best is the one that will ultimately be successful. And I think that is a pretty big disadvantage, because at the same time, one of the ways that they get around with being able to do these types of things is just saying that company would be able to lease that property as a contingency of obtaining or winning one of these licenses.
Yeah, man. Yeah, we've seen it happen state to state. Mm-hmm. And unfortunately, all these emerging markets that are coming online now, they're going to see it the same way. And they don't like to learn. And it's going to lead to more lawsuits. And it's going to lead to more people not getting access to, or having delayed access. And that's going to lead to the trap boldening itself and growing even quicker, bigger, and stronger.
Mm-hmm.
This is why I become an asshole, because I love, I want to be welcoming and say that there's room for more people to come in here. But every time you guys come in, you just come in ass fucking backwards. Predatory landlords, predatory investors, predatory advocates. Like, fuck, at some point, can you just leave this to the people that have been doing it since you were scared to, and just like let us do it the right way? Because this is just getting beyond disgusting to me, and I'm so sick of seeing it. And as a cannabis landlord, you're probably going to fucking win anyway, because you're going to charge them 3 times its market rate rent.
I hate to go off the top rope, but
yeah, there we go.
I hate to go off the top rope on you here, but this is like
we lost you. So I'm
literally asking. All right, Rico, I'm killing you with that one. Sorry, brother.
No, I was just saying. I thought you were gone. You're like glitching out and shit.
Yeah.
I didn't see you over there. I was like, I wish MSG was here to comment on this one, because I know he'd have a field day. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say it's so ironic for somebody who poses as a Republican to say this, because this is just the exact goal and game plan of capitalism, and you're asking capitalists not capitalists, and so I don't understand how that happens. And I love you and Jason both, but I find a lot of cognitive dissonance with both of you in that you love the cannabis game, and you oftentimes are advocating for free market policies, but free market policies are in direct contradiction to capitalism. Capitalism is about
because I'm not a...
Give me just 1 second. Give me 1 second.
Oh, go ahead.
Capitalism is about accruing capital, means of production, wealth and power, hands as possible, and using government power to help do so. Whereas the free market about the exchange of goods and services amongst individuals on a level playing field. Capitalism is actually socialism for the wealthy entrenched families that have been running this country for 10,000 years. I would just challenge you to look at your own first principles and decide if maybe the things that I hear you say, maybe you're not actually as much of a capitalist and or a Republican or right-leaning person as you think. Maybe you're a little bit more in the center.
No, I'm fiscally conservative. I'm definitely, socially moderate, and I appreciate you bringing that up, because like not every Republican is like, oh, this is right. Like I am free thinking. You know what I mean? So there are certain things where I'm like, I don't agree with my party, and this is going to be one of them for me. This is kind of more of a heart-led thing than just about dollars and cents for me, obviously, or I'd be be driving the fucking car.
Here's my quick response to that. I know we're out of time now, but here's my quick response to that. I'm like, you and Jason, you guys are outliers. I know we rib each other regularly on the show because it's fun, but I think this show and the cannabis industry as a whole is a great representation of people being not a monolith. Cannabis brings everybody together. It's a communal plant, and we are a microcosm of the greater United States. So we need to quit labeling ourselves as either Republicans or Democrats. And
Word.
I love guns.
What if we Matthew?
I love women's rights.
Matthew, what if we label ourselves? What if we label?
And I love weed.
What if we label ourselves, Matthew, conscious capitalists? Would you be more comfortable with that?
There's no such thing as conscious capitalism.
No, yeah. So Jason, what I would invite you and Jenny both to do, out of my love and respect for you, is just to drop the labels, get out of the box, and try to find ways that we can all build bridges together. Because the moment we label ourselves and we put some sort of tribal sigil on our shield, we have to by default then make out groups, and then we create dissonance and war. And again, there's no such thing as conscious capitalism. There's no such thing as caring capitalism. What's happening is you're finding the intersection of your own heart space and the truth of who you are as a being, trying to adjust a system that does not actually have a space for that. Actually, to dig into the political and economic definitions and goals of capitalism, there is no heart, there is no consciousness. It literally is a system for the aggregation of wealth and power, as few hands as possible. It is a system was invented to create and safeguard class stratification, keeping the rich, the poor, the benefit of the fewest people at the top of the pyramid. Something that has been happening on our planet for at least the last 10,000 years. It's a Younger Dryas Comet impact, and humanity as a whole lost our tie with psychedelics. And that's why you see in America, Ronald Reagan and Richard Nixon and Donald Trump, George Bush and Dick Cheney and all of these, and Henry Kissinger, all these vapid capitalists warring and creating the war on drugs to destroy the free speech movement, to destroy the anti-war movement, to destroy the civil rights movement, to continue to safeguard and enshrine capitalism and capitalist policies. That's why at the beginning of COVID, Führer, Don the Con, immediately lined up with all of the Democrats and all of the Republicans who are all capitalists, wrote a check for over trillions of dollars to Wall Street and the largest corporations in America, and then spent the next 4 months trying to figure out how we could send $1,000 to people because we just couldn't afford to give $1,000 to regular Americans. What I would say is, I know, Jason, that you and Jenny Beth have great hearts, great minds. I do not believe even your own self-identification that either of you is a Republican. I think the answer is bigger than that. I think the answer is more subtle and complex than that. I love and respect you guys.
All love.
Hey, and just remember,
Refer to myself as
just remember Donald Trump donated 4 times to Kamala Harris.
Oh, yeah, he did, bro. He's been a Democrat his whole life.